Alright, so here I am again. Doing a Dynamax Trubbish battle really quick, and I need to actually no, I'm gonna throw my Moltres in here. I lied. I was gonna throw in a Gigantamax, but I will throw in a Moltres instead. But anyways, I wanted to talk about where I've been, and I recorded this once already, and then I kind of realized, it fully, it wasn't fully baked. I, uh, I kind of had like some ideas, but I didn't know fully how I was gonna execute them, and I was like, I'm just gonna spitball this now. And then I realized, maybe I was a little over ambitious with some things because basically I had this idea where I was going to make like an animated, like background thing for these to have on, and then I realized that was a lot harder than I envisioned. So I have been holding off on that a little bit. I did, make the thing you're seeing right now, obviously, but not quite there yet. So catch this Trubbish real quick. But yeah, so basically I have been pretty busy lately. It's just been very eventful time in my life. Wow. There's no way that this Trubbish is a 10, 10, 11. Which, if you don't know, by the way, that's basically almost as low as the stats could possibly go. Like, literally, if that 111 was a 10, it would be the lowest it could be. Oh my god, dude. But, anyways, though, getting off the Trubbish, I have it's been really eventful for me because I've had a lot of stuff going on at work that I've actually ranted about and other things, but I haven't gotten to uploading yet because it's just hard to find the time to work on it sometimes when there's so many other things I want to do at the same time. And there is that whole thing, but then on top of that, another big problem that I had, which sounds actually insane, but it's true, is that I just didn't have gameplay to actually like put into the videos. That was a real annoyance. Turns out when you have like gameplay that you're gonna put in these commentary videos, and then you just don't have time to play games anymore, it's just like, what the fuck do I do? So like I was literally just trying to find time to play games like Balatro and Zombies and stuff just so I could get footage. That's how bad it was. But fortunately, I don't have to worry about that anymore if I'm doing what I'm doing now. So that's good, I guess. Uh, what else was I gonna say? I mean, just in general, I've not really been playing many games recently, apart from Pokemon Go. That's basically the only thing I do anymore. Gonna claim my particles. But yeah, so that has been interesting. It feels weird to not be playing as many games anymore, but that's just kind of where I'm mentally at, I guess. I've just been doing a lot of other things, especially when it comes to art, which I guess is another thing I could actually touch on too, because I have been getting into art like quite a bit. Like I've been doing the pixel art stuff now, which will probably be its own separate thing at some point that I'll talk about. But basically I kept seeing all the, like I went down this like pixel art rabbit hole just randomly one day. And I was like, damn, this is kind of sick. And also I was kind of getting into it a little bit before. But when I went down that pixel art rabbit hole one day on YouTube, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm just gonna do this. And admittedly, I haven't had like a ton of time to put into it because I've just been so low energy, especially like after this week. But basically, I've just been trying to experiment more with that. And one of the videos I was watching mentioned like this little like drawing tablet. And I was like, I don't want to fucking buy one of those because it's probably like $200 or something. And I'll just stick with the mouse or whatever. And then I realized it was only like $40. And I was like, damn, that actually looks kind of sick. So I actually decided to buy it. And I don't know everything about it just yet, but like so far I've been really enjoying it. It actually is really nice. And also it's great for DS games too, funnily enough. Which, when I have time I've been trying to work on some stuff like that, but haven't really had that chance, but it's nice that I've been able to play DS games kind of in the way that they're intended, or even better than they're intended, because I can I don't have to have like a pen on top of the screen, or stylus on top of the screen, I guess. It's on another screen. It takes some getting used to, but when you get used to it, it's really not that bad. So I've been doing that, and then aside from the pixel art, I've just been kind of doing some light drawing too, and I feel like that has actually been pretty fun. And I think it's also something I want to do because one of the things I always didn't like when it came to like YouTube stuff is thumbnails, because I was like, how do you make a thumbnail? Like, you basically have to take another image and then kind of make it your own. And it just never felt right to me. Like, I always hate using, something from someone else when, like, I didn't make that and I'm just throwing it in there. But if I just make my own thumbnails, that feels better to me. So now I've literally, before I would just go onto like Google Images and just type in, something related to the video, and then just put it there, and then just put text and my old like pixel art thing, called a day. But now I've been making my own pixel art for the stuff that I am talking about, and then I draw my own little shark, because that way I get better at drawing it and, conveying, I guess, sort of the emotion that I want to convey with it more. So that's honestly been pretty cool. Actually, really like doing that. And I think the thumbnails are turning out better too. So I'm not going to say I'm like the greatest artist ever or whatever, but I think they look better than the old ones did. The old ones, I felt like the art styles never really matched, and sometimes the images were just shit, but not anymore. So everything is different. But what else can I say? Yeah, I've been kind of struggling to have time to do this, but I think I'm getting a little better at managing my time, and also like it helps that probably won't have crazy weeks like I have recently. So, and I also decided that editing just at home sometimes is annoying. So now I have a MacBook, or even just like editing, just like having to turn on my PC and then wait for everything to load up. It sucks. And it's inconvenient sometimes, so I just said fuck it, and I got a MacBook. And that's where I am now. I probably will make a video about that eventually too, because I never really expected I'd be buying a fucking MacBook, but here we are. But yeah, I've been, I guess you can say it, kind of been investing in this a little bit with the drawing tablet and the MacBook and everything. So that's kind of what's been going on a little bit, and just been generally busy. I've just been doing a lot of stuff in real life because that's more of the stuff I enjoy doing now. I don't really enjoy, playing games or whatever anymore as much. I still want to make stuff. There's still a lot of things I want to make for like the main channel stuff, but for this, I'm just kind of speaking my mind and, just kind of getting into the flow of things, I guess. So, that's cool. Is there anything else that I wanted to say? I can't even remember what I said in the previous one, to be honest, anymore. I don't remember. I mean, I guess I could just talk about the future a little bit because I don't know how consistent I'm gonna be with all of this. Like, usually the point of a commentary channel is you upload something like daily or, semi-daily or something, or like pretty consistently. Because it's easy to make. But it became not as easy to make for me. I think one other thing I might just end up doing is just leaving the raw audio, or maybe not like raw audio, but not going through and cutting everything out. Because I was doing that a ton, Some of them I would make probably like 100 cuts or something, just cutting out little bits and like bits of silence and all that. Because it just sucks, like, when I'm saying something and then I just don't say anything for like 3 seconds like that, So I wanted to cut that out, but I'm kind of thinking about just leaving it in. I think honestly, if anything, I feel like people kind of like that more. This is probably going to be another topic at some point too, but so basically there was some random video I just got recommended one day. Actually, I mean, technically this all started like, when was it? Probably beginning of this year or something, where there's that one guy that made a video. I think his name is like Robert Elder Software or something like that. And he made a video like called How I Ended Up as like a 38-year-old broke loser or something. Something like that. And it was like a very interesting video, and it kind of took off. And it was just interesting to just watch this guy's kind of, perspective on things. And kind of how he got to the point where he is, and similar to... Did I even release that one video? I don't know, but there was a video I made where I was like, also, small side tangent. I gotta stop saying, and like are like the two big ones that I just say too much. And when I go back and edit, I'm like, fuck, I swear to God, if there was a drinking game where it was or you take a shot every time I say people will be dead in like the first minute of the video. Do not do that. That is a horrible idea. But, back side tangent over. What's it called? I lost my train of thought now. Oh yeah, so there was that one guy who made a video about how he was like a broke loser or whatever. And I thought that video was pretty interesting. And then recently another one of those popped up randomly of a guy, I think his name is like Snooks or something, I don't know. But he just made like a random video. It's just like, how I woke up as a 35-year-old loser and how you can avoid it or something like that. And I was like, damn, this video is kind of interesting. And I kind of felt like, I feel like part of the reason why those videos are so interesting and why they tend to do well is because they're just like genuine. Like it's literally just some dude who's just sitting there, who's just telling you about all the things he fucked up in his life. That sort of thing. And it just feels genuine. Like, you know, they do it all in one take. They don't or you know, they don't do so much editing. There might be like some cuts here and there, but generally speaking, it's just kind of a one take thing, which I think is cool. It's not always perfect. Like I think a good example of that is probably Ludwig's Mogul Mail channel, because he would often get a lot of things wrong because he was trying to do everything in one take without, you know, God damn it, I just said, you know. He was trying to do everything in one take without editing stuff out or whatever. It was an interesting idea, but sometimes one take things aren't perfect, but I think also it shows that there is some genuineness there, especially now that like AI content is a thing that exists, unfortunately. Because that exists now, I feel like people are kind of gravitating towards more just genuine stuff. And so I feel like that's something I can kind of do. It's going to be unfortunate though when everyone learns I'm an AI someday. That's going to suck. I'm sorry, I can't help you with that. Is that something AI say? I don't know what AI say. Anyways, though. Yeah, I like this sort of thing because it's just genuine and I don't have to put in that much effort to it because I want to be able to just make more stuff, even if it's imperfect, and then save the more quote-unquote perfect stuff for main channel videos, which realistically are not happening anytime soon because it's just I don't have the energy, I don't have the time, and also the particular one I'm working on right now is kind of driving me a little crazy at times. So all of that kind of combines to it never happening. Seriously, whoever made the game that I am playing right now, I have some words on some of your choices that you've done. Because I'm trying to 100% it, and it is fucking miserable. It sucks. It sucks. And there's like a second wind that came, and it was like, oh shit. You know, and there's a third wave or third wind that came when I got the tablet, and I was like, this is so good. And now I'm just like, fuck, dude. This sucks. This sucks. It's this never ending grind that kind of makes no sense. If that makes any sense. It's annoying. I can't wait till it's done. Because I really want to make this, but it's just hard when the game sucks. Maybe I probably should just do something else that's like lighter, but it's hard to do that sometimes. Man, I hate that there's so many cars here now. Like, it used to be nice and chill over here. Like, it wasn't really a lot of cars that came. Now there's like 10 million cars zooming by all the fucking time. Can't you guys go somewhere else? And you would think, if anything, that back to school would reduce that. But apparently not. Apparently there's 10 million cars just everywhere now. Because kids are in school, paradoxically. It's not like the kids are driving. God. So, I don't really think I have anything else to say, to be honest. I think that was kind of the end of what I have to say. I am gonna go play Pokemon Go before I don't have time to play Pokemon Go anymore, I guess. Because I want to get some walking in. Honestly, it's not. I don't even really want to play the game that much. I'm just kind of here to walk, you know? Although, to be fair, that's kind of been what the game has been for a while for me. Still gotta make that. I gotta make a Pokemon Go thing at some point, too. But, I don't know. It's just, I have an endless amount of things to talk about, and I keep forgetting to write them down. I wrote down like a ton of them, and then I haven't written anything down since, and I gotta fix that. So, hopefully soon. But for now, I am gonna go walk so I can get some decent exercise in for the day, and yeah, I guess that's it.